Previously, on launch control. 3 Subarus made their way to Utah for the Nitro World Games. Awaiting them was the most innovative and challenging course of the 2018 race season, crafted from the imagination of their teammate, Travis Pastrana. With a stellar lineup of teams in attendance, top ARX and World Rallycross drivers battled for the right to call themselves the winner of the first ever Nitro Rallycross.
It's a whole new world for Rallycross.
Subaru led the way from the start, proving their speed is on par with the best cars in the world.
Just amazing feeling to be able to prove to everybody that we can do it, and we just have to keep fighting now.
But as the competition continued, the battle turned vicious, and the attrition was immense.
These cars are fast, the team is awesome. We just need some luck.
Now, with just 4 days until the final America's Rallycross event of the year, the 3 Subarus are repaired and loaded for a long drive south to Texas.
Last event of the year.
We really deserve to be up there, and hopefully we can bring it all together and put the cars on the podium this weekend.
We're hoping to finish it on a high, that's for sure.
Battered, but not broken. This is Launch Control. It's the final race weekend of the ARX calendar. It's a return to Austin and an important weekend for Subaru Rally Team USA.
Back in Texas, Coda 2, last event of the year. We've got a new teammate this weekend. Hopefully we can learn some more from him, and we've got to work as a team with those 3 cars.
The team's 3rd driver for the weekend is Rallycross champion Toomas Heikkinen.
Hi, I'm Toomas Heikkinen. I'm 27 years old from Finland. I tested this car 2 weeks ago in Vermont. It's a really professional team behind this, and I think it's one of the fastest rallycross cars forever, so it's great to be part of it somehow.
We really would like to get a Subaru up on the podium this weekend, so I will put that as number 1, but also be a little bit clever and try to protect my 3rd spot in the championship.
It's been just 4 days since Nitro Rallycross, but the cars are back to new again and adjusted for this very different track.
So we've adjusted springs, dampers, roll bars, cambers, basically everything to fine-tune it in.
A year that has shown great progress internally hasn't provided much in the way of luck. They're hoping for better fortune this weekend, starting with a strong seated draw.
If we can get a good draw in Q1, which is computerized, we'll be all right. If we have a poor draw here in a couple hours and we're on the outside of Q1 grid, I'll be honest, it's going to be a difficult weekend.
They don't get it. Outside grid positions put them on the back foot straight away.
Starting P4, on the outside.
Going into the first 2 of 4 qualifying sessions, the drivers look to make the most of the situation.
If we can get a good heat time, it just starts your weekend off well. You stay at the front, you stay in the fast group, you keep doing quick times, and all of a sudden, you're at the front row in the final.
Atkinson and Sandell take to the line for the first heat of the day. Working together, they hold down 2nd and 3rd. In the 2nd qualifying session, all 3 Subarus line up on the line. This time, Heikkinen takes the win with a 1-2-3 Subaru heat sweep. At the end of day 1, the Subarus sit 4th, 6th, and 8th overall. Race teams can never sit back. Even at events where the team is set for greatness,
we've always been saying we're building towards something. This is that something.
or taken out by race incidents.
The's no one that can choose that luck. I mean, that's just an unfortunate feature of Rallycross, and that's kind of what makes it exciting.
you take two steps forward and one step back. It's difficult.
The results have not really been with us, unfortunately, this year, but we have really shown fantastic pace. So we are just keep improving, and all we can do is just keep on working.
The team never breaks its spirit, never loses sight of the mission.
I just lost that straight on the brake.
It's funny to look back at the year and see the refinements that continue to be made.
Patrik Sandell leads Matthias Takes
Previous Rallycross years, the racing season is over quite a long time. Here it's a 4-round series, so all of a sudden you've got 4 goes. The amount of development done this year through the season, from January to December, the same probably as any other year, but we condensed it into 4 months.
After Coda 1, they introduced a new engine package. Another step up in pace.
In our testing, that was another big step, but then in Canada we found that we needed then to focus on aerodynamics more.
After Trois Rivières, they continued the process, testing the very next day.
Previously, we were always chasing the engine package to try to develop enough power to be competitive with these guys. We were able to get that. Now we're on to trying to find a lot of small pieces.
That development doesn't come easy, but we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep working forward. We want to be the first car into turn 1 and driving away from the field.
Their findings led them here.
We're at the A2 wind tunnel in Mooresville, North Carolina. We're here with one of the Rallycross cars to get it in the tunnel and see what's going on with the aerodynamics.
Wind tunnel testing eliminates the variables and allows you to focus on each part of the car and how the air reacts as it passes over it.
We can measure actual balance of the car. So here we can focus just on let's try these different panels or a wing or an adjustment on a bumper and see what the effect is with no other variables in the loop.
It's a delicate balance. Not enough downforce and the car loses grip. Too much and you lose speed. That balance plays a big role.
We got a lot of data today that we're going to basically need to make decisions on. If we can eliminate as many variables as possible, it allows us to make educated decisions when we're doing the design work.
Yeah, I think you can adjust that wing. I think the key is it's got the least drag. That's why we have to go for it.
The insights the team learn here will be the foundation of their next aero package, but some elements can be adopted immediately.
We already live here with some performance improvements and with areas highlighted here at this test now at the wind tunnel that we need to concentrate more and try to improve.
It's all the work that happens away from the track, out of the public eye, that leads to future success. Sunday morning, at a wet circuit of the Americas, has Subaru primed to make moves up the standings.
We'll try and have a couple of good qualifiers, and then with these mixed conditions, you never know what can happen. We know our car's good in tricky conditions, and we should be able to drive pretty well in that, so just got to get on with it and try and have a couple of good qualifying races.
2 remaining qualifying races, followed by the semis and final, is all that's left between this team and the off-season. But no energy is spent thinking about that. Each team member focuses on doing their part in pushing this team forward today. As the cars make their way to the grid, light rain begins to fall. In the first of the 2 heats, Sandell and Atkinson know this could play to their advantage. Heikkinen will be in the second race. If the rain continues, the second heat will struggle to set a fast time. The 2 Subarus must work together to avoid getting held up in a battle. Down the front straight, Sandell has a run-in with a competitor, while Atkinson runs outside and into the Joker. Thinking he's avoided the chaos, Atco then gets hit at the merge.
Stay strong on the merge. Clear behind. Clear behind.
Despite the heavy contact, both cars run strong laps, and the times are promising. In the next heat, Heikkinen has a clean race, but the wet conditions don't favor the latter competitors. The times end up much slower. Akko lands the second fastest time, and Sandell right behind in third. Heikkinen, sixth. Straight to the fourth qualifying session. Heikkinen blazes off the line and manages to avoid a collision. He's found his rhythm in the car. In the final qualifying heat, chaos down the front straight almost takes Atkinson out, but he sneaks through. Sandell dodges the carnage by following the championship leaders into the Joker. Atkinson's day one recovery is complete as he clears the final qualifying session in second, moving him up to third in the event points, with Sandell and Heikkinen sixth and seventh.
Today, what we've had is a 2 P2s straight off the bat, and then racing with the VWs there at the end. It's where we should be. P3 over into the semis. Need a good start now, and then good position for the final.
The lull between races is where strategies are formed. Grid position combined with confidence determines your plan. Every driver has their own idea, and each team weighs what's best for the whole and what's best for the driver. Discussed in hushed tones, strategy plays a pivotal role in the outcome.
I feel like we have better pace today. We found a small problem yesterday, so we could get the car now to not slide so much, and now we actually start to pick up a bit of understeer instead, so we need to do a few clicks now for the semifinals to make the balance of the car a bit better.
This is the last time the cars will return to the pits before the end of the event. So 3 Subarus leave for the line, knowing just how much is riding on the next few minutes.
This is the magic water.
Didn't have a name, that's what carried all day.
Extra cool.
That's all you need.
I'll write your name on that.
I'll swap suits with you and seats. See whether you want a Warner. All right.
The first of the 2 semis includes Atkinson and Heikkinen. 3 cars will advance to the final. Their outside grid positions almost assure they will head straight to the Joker lap. And green. Akko takes the Joker, while Heikkinen opts to brake and dive into the regular lap. Akko is under attack. He drives smart and backs off. It's a small altercation, but it could have big consequences. Heikkinen jokers on the next lap for some clear track and comes out in front of his teammate. It's the third place transfer spot, bumping Atkinson out of the final.
Keep pushing, nice and clean. Here by 2.
In the other semi-final, Sandell finds himself in a sea of contenders. Down the front straight, Sandell runs through the Joker with Doran right on his heels.
He's coming inside, protect inside.
Doran's blatant hit spins Sandell out. Furious, Sandell attacks. He doesn't want to rely on the officials to impose a penalty.
We're 1 to go.
He closes the gap and takes back a spot in the final on his own merit.
You have him. Yes. Push.
With little time before the final, the teams have limited resources to address the cars. Despite missing a transfer spot, Atkinson's car is also prepped for the final. Ken Block's Focus is rumored to be damaged, and if he can't restart, Atkinson will be bumped up.
A tough day somehow. We have been struggling a bit in the few things, but now we went to third place in the semi and we went to the final, so which is good. So now we need to have a big fight and we can reach the podium.
As teams head to the grid, Block's car still seems in distress.
Okay, Block's car hasn't started yet. He did look like he had a problem, mate. Definitely a problem.
Akko is eager to take his place.
Can't believe this. 43's turned up still with a misfire and they're going to enter him.
But before time runs out, Block makes his way to the grid, putting an end to Atko's season. Two Subarus on the start line of the final race of the ARX season. The light goes green and the cars blast off the line. Ken's Ford does not. He immediately retires. Sandell looks at the inside line, but swings wide to follow his teammate into the Joker.
Go for it now. Go, 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 go. Yes, go.
They need fast laps to come out on top. Two laps in, Harp and Jokers to slot just in front of the Subarus. The clean air is gone, and on this tight track, passing is difficult.
Let him know that you're there. Let him know that you're there.
The laps click away, but it's single file. The two Subarus cross the line in 4th and 5th.
Thank you for the weekend. It was a great experience. Thank you.
Such an interesting year. You know, the car is so much better. The team has worked so hard. Our car behind us was quick enough to be on the podium probably nearly every race this year, and we didn't get one, and that's hard to take. But we'll fight back. We'll look for the future.
For me, it was of course pretty hard weekend to start with the new team and with the new car. I'm lucky that I had this team behind me who helped me to get into this car. I'm super happy how the car works in the whole weekend, and I think we took quite good steps forward.
Although the results are not what they wanted, Sandell successfully finishes the season in 3rd place overall in the standings.
I'm so happy to be able to pull off a 3rd place overall in this championship. First time for Subaru up on the podium of an overall championship in Rallycross, so I'm super stoked for them. I couldn't have done it without Vermont Sports Car, the support from Subaru, the mechanics, the engineers, all the other partners, so I'm just so grateful right now.
There are many ways to evaluate a season's results beyond the score sheet, and Subaru will focus on the positives.
First off, we want to thank you for a very good season. Although it doesn't feel very good right now, there was serious progress made this year.
You all know I'm pretty new here. I've been with the team for about, 3 months, something like that. And I'm gonna do absolutely everything within my power, whatever I can do to make this program as successful as it deserves to be.
Before the team even packs up from the event, Subaru of America confirms their support to the team. Heading into 2019, there are major new plans afoot.
Subaru of America believes in what we're doing and the value of what we're doing for the brand. They are giving us, and they asked us, what do we need to do this job? And they're giving us the tools to do the job, to get better. So one of the things that happened yesterday, we confirmed Chris Atkinson and Patrik Sandell full-time seats for next year. So they have that.
We're gonna do a good photo in 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere.
So now we can already today or tomorrow start the development work to be on top of the podium next year.
It doesn't start in 3 months' time. It starts tomorrow. Winning breeds winning. We just need to get that first win.
3, 2, 1.
Next time on Launch Control. With the Rallycross season complete and the Rally Championship title already confirmed for Higgins and Drew, a one-time winner-takes-all battle of the teammates heads to Washington State. No points to worry about. No long-term strategy. Just flat-out rallying. That's next time on the season finale of Launch Control.